Smile Room. Some monsters chase you, but this one waits for you to walk inside. The Smile Room doesn't look like a creature at first. It looks like a normal room in an old building. A silent door. Nothing strange, but something always feels wrong. The air smells wet, the walls feel sticky, and the silence is too heavy for an empty place. From far away, the door looks normal, but if you get closer, you might notice something inside. Rows of teeth, gums, a shape that looks less like a room and more like a mouth, because that's exactly what it is. The Smile Room is a creature that disguises itself as architecture. A hallway, a doorway, a safe place to step inside. And the moment you do, the room closes. Walls shift, the entrance disappears, and the entire space becomes a stomach. Some people believe there is a way out if you stay calm and solve strange puzzles inside, but most people never leave, which makes the rule very simple. If you ever see a room that feels wrong, don't check it, just leave, because the safest way to survive the Smile Room is to never enter it at all. Mr. Bug. At first, you might only notice the smell, rotting garbage, wet plastic, something sour in the air. Then you hear it, a slow creaking sound, like a trash bag being crushed in someone's hands. That's when Mr. Bug is close. Mr. Bug looks like a walking pile of garbage bags. His body is made of black plastic, wrinkled and stretched. But the worst part isn't the body, it's the face. A pale human face buried in the plastic, eyes half open, a thin smile that never moves. Mr. Bug hides in dark places, basements, attics, old kitchens, anywhere damp and poorly lit. He doesn't attack immediately. Instead, he follows you, slowly, silently, waiting for you to step somewhere darker, somewhere more isolated, because when the light disappears, that's when he moves. Mr. Bug wraps his victims inside his plastic body, then slowly absorbs them. That's why he keeps growing taller. Every victim becomes part of him. Fire Giant. Some monsters hide in shadows. This one is impossible to miss. The Fire Giant is exactly what the name suggests, a massive figure made of fire and burning stone. From a distance, he looks like a walking silhouette, black like charcoal, but his body is cracked with glowing red light, like a volcano about to erupt. He's enormous, taller than buildings. Every step makes the ground tremble, and the fire covering his body never goes out. Most people never see him up close. They only see the warning signs, a strange red glow on the horizon, a deep rumbling sound in the night, like a giant fire breathing somewhere in the distance. Some believe the Fire Giant protects something ancient. Others believe he simply wanders the world with no purpose. But one thing is clear, he doesn't care about humans. He doesn't chase people. He doesn't hunt. He simply walks, slowly, calmly, like he's following a path that existed long before we did. And wherever he passes, the ground burns, the air turns hot, and the earth remembers that something much older than humanity is still out there, walking. Ribbit. If you hear something moving in a narrow alley, leave. Don't wait to see what it is, because if it's Ribbit, looking closer is the last mistake you'll make. Ribbit looks like a frog that was cut open during surgery. Its stomach is completely exposed. Wet organs hang out of its body, and surgical needles are still stuck in its skin. But that's not the worst part. It has extra legs, long ones. 4 of them stretch far beyond the size of its body, letting it crawl quickly through tight spaces. Ribbit loves dark, narrow places, alleys, tunnels, drainage corridors, anywhere cramped enough that escape becomes difficult. It hunts in 2 ways. First, acid. Ribbit can spit a powerful corrosive liquid that melts human flesh almost instantly. But if that doesn't work, it uses its tongue. Long, elastic, fast enough to snap out and pull someone straight into its open stomach. And Ribbit doesn't kill immediately. Instead, it does something worse. It dissects its victims, slowly, the same way its own body once was. The only real way to survive Ribbit is to avoid the places it lives, and if you ever see it, don't stare at the open stomach. Back away slowly. Find heat. Find sunlight, because warm, dry environments burn its exposed flesh. But if you freeze in fear, Ribbit will already be measuring where to cut first. Bonesworth. Most monsters chase you. Bonesworth doesn't need to, because you might invite him yourself. It usually starts with a strange app, or a mysterious game someone tells you to download. Something called Bonesworth. At first, nothing happens, but soon, you start hearing something. A soft musical sound, like someone slowly playing a xylophone somewhere nearby. But there's no instrument, no source, just the sound, and then you see it, a pile of bones. At least that's what it looks like. A loose collection of skeleton pieces lying on the floor. No legs, no movement, completely harmless until you get too close. Because those bones aren't dead. They can suddenly pull together, arms stretching outward, long skeletal limbs snapping into place. And within seconds, the pile becomes something else. Something that can move, fast. Bonesworth is known to prefer causing trouble over actually killing. Moving objects, Breaking things, creating small accidents, shifting ladders while someone climbs, ruining sleep, turning simple moments into dangerous ones. Many believe it feeds on attention, fear, reaction, which means the best way to deal with Bonesworth is not to give it what it wants. Stay calm, don't panic, and if the bones begin to move, don't let curiosity pull you closer, because once the skeleton stands up, it already knows you're watching.